Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Return to Zork. Last time we'd found a way into the general store, got some larger rodents, used them to power Ben's boat, and went down the river to meet Witch Ita. After delivering Ben's letter to her, she stole our boat, leaving us stranded in her hut on the edge of the creeping bogs, forcing us to navigate them in order to escape, leaving us here at the edge of the Whispering Woods. But now that we've done that, what do we do next? We could go check out the Forest of the Spirits or the Whispering Woods, but we have these tiles. We found them on the ground, right next to this frame. Now, I remember reading about magic tiles in the mayor's office. They come in sets of 9, 12, and 16, with one tile missing until they're all arranged in the correct order. We just so happen to have 11 tiles here, and a frame to put them in. And that gives us the puzzle. Yeah, you know what? We should go explore more of the Forest of the Spirits or the Whispering Woods. That's a good idea. But before we do that, we'd go blind in the Whispering Woods without another thermos full of milk. So let's head back to Pugny's Ranch and get a refill. Forgot to do that last time. Alright, and same as before, we just need to warm our hands before we can start milking. The cow needs some nourishment. Alright. Well, we have to feed the cow between milkings. And we do know that this is Snoot's cow, so she only eats carrots. And we just so happen to have some from Snoot's farm. Okay. One more time. Last time our flask was full of water, so we couldn't try putting milk into it. And yeah, it doesn't work. It's like using no container at all. Fortunately, the game doesn't penalize us for trying. Alright. We're ready for another foray into the Whispering Woods. But, before we do that, there is one screen this way that we haven't seen yet. Oops, got turned around there. The path is blocked, but it doesn't look like there's anything in the way. There's nothing to interact with, and not much to do here right now. So, we'll have to come back later. Well, we could head to the Whispering Woods, but we don't really have any way of really mapping it out, besides short sprints in there with a thermos full of milk and trying to get out before we go blind. So, for now... let's go map out more of the Forest of the Spirits. Alright, before we go too much further, let's pay a visit to the money tree. Now that we have our dwarven sword, it doesn't break when we hit it. Every time we enter the forest, we can strike the tree for some money, but only once per trip. But that's okay. We've got 10 Zork mids. That's plenty of money for now. No need to get greedy. Alright. Well, now seems like a good time to recap what of the plot that we've uncovered. When the game began, we'd won an all-expenses-paid trip to the Valley of the Sparrows in exchange for listening to one of Rupert's timeshare swindles, as the lighthouse keeper put it. When we had arrived, the Valley of the Sparrows had actually become the Valley of the Vultures, and the infrastructure of the valley had decayed to the point where, well, it wasn't possible to travel down to Shanbar on foot, forcing us to go down river.
I know you're out there.
What do we have here?
You big ox!
I may be blind, but I can hear you.
I'm a fairy.
A blind Bowman.
Stand still and fight!
Why don't you use a fly swatter? You big ox!
You know, the way he's dressed, it kinda reminds me of King Graham.
It's an ambush, huh? You'll never take me!
Ugh, won't you ever run out of arrows?
We can stand here all day. He won't.
Go ahead, talk to me all you want. I'll have the last laugh. You're gonna beg me for mercy.
You big ox!
Alright. Well, there's really no way to just sneak past them. The entire screen is one giant Bowman hotspot. We can't, really do anything here except go back and, interact with the Bowman. So if we want to proceed, we're going to have to find some way to cure his blindness.
Why don't you use a fly swatter? You big ox!
Anyway, trying to, talk to the Bowman is, well, no good. He won't listen. But, speaking of curing blindness, when we were lost in the Whispering Woods, our thermos full of milk got us out. Maybe it'll do the same for him.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Apparently so embarrassed that he was shooting at a fairy, he decides to leave. And leave behind his bow and arrows. I suppose they're a gift. We're not really stealing. It's gratitude. Anyway, as I was saying, we were forced to raft down the river when we discovered that the Valley of the Sparrows had decayed so much that it was practically uninhabitable. When we arrived at Shanbar, it turns out that the east half of it, and half of the bridge, had completely vanished, and that people had been disappearing, carried away by vultures. It's dark. Oh boy, where are those matches?
So we meet again. It was brave of you to go near the hunter. I could have handled him myself, though. I was only playing with him. But since it is a matter of honor among fairies to reward good deeds done on our behalf, I'd like you to have this. It's fairy dust. You'll figure it out.
Alright. Well, if we didn't act friendly to her, if we'd been indifferent or threatened her, she wouldn't have given us the fairy dust. But that's okay. She'll be here on this screen every time you enter from the west until you do get it. But, there we go. What is this stuff? It's not telling us what it's for, but I guess we'll figure it out. Anyway. After discovering the underground, underneath Booz's mill, we started to learn a little bit more about this great diffusion from Wizard Trembile. Apparently, 400 years ago, all the wizards and sorcerers attempted to dispel all magic in hopes that they could destroy all evil magic with it. Apparently it didn't work, and evil magic just seeped into the earth and settled in the Illuminite. So, both magic and evil magic is returning to Zork. Alright, and what have we got here? Looks like a tree with a lady's face.
You good soul, my friends have brought you to me. You must be kind, you must be light-footed.
Oh god, it sings. I think that was a hint.
You good soul, my friends have brought you to me. You must be kind, you must be light-footed. Beyond the trees will be your task. Past fearful form will be your mask.
I'm pretty sure that was a hint. I don't understand it though.
You good soul, my friends have brought you to me. You must be kind, you must be light-footed. Many things happen in the forest of the spirits. Be wary.
And if that was a hint, it sounds completely useless. Anyway, there is still one option left, but before we threaten anybody ever again after Wichita, we should save.
You good soul, my friends have brought you to me. You must be kind, you must be light-footed. You will not get far without our help.
Okay, well that's about all we're going to get out of her. Don't understand those hints yet, though. Well, I suppose that there is a little more plot to discuss. But it looks like we've got a... What is that, a pile of leaves? No, we can't do anything with it. But come on. We have to do this. It's a trap. Flipping out your coordinate system. And yes, even the death screen is upside down. And I guess that this trap is why the tree spirit was telling us to be light-footed. Alright, well, to dispose of this obvious trap, we can just throw something at it. Like some rotten meat. But we kinda need that, so we could just like cut it down, maybe. There we go. Anyway, what little story we've figured out that we have left to discuss is this name has popped up twice now. Morpheus. The lighthouse keeper mentioned him, and so did Rebecca. But we don't know much more about it yet. Whoa, okay, it's a statue of a boar. It just seems like a random thing to find in the middle of the woods. But alright, we can't do anything with it. Not directly. So, let's try violence. Strike 1, merely a scratch. Strike 2, just a surface wound. But a true swordsman is needed to disembowel the boar. Well, lucky for us, we just so happen to be carrying a sword. There we go, strike 3. There's something in that statue. Let's take it. It's a disc piece. A broken piece of something round. Alright. That's an awfully strange thing to find in a statue, but we could use it. Maybe. Something to note, the shiny sword would break on the third strike there no matter what. You can't get the disc out with it. Only the true dwarven sword can crack it open to get the disc piece. Well, we've mapped out a whole lot of this maze. So let's just try to get to the upper left-hand corner for now. Oh my, it is a spider and its web. You know, I think we should save. Okay, well, spider doesn't seem like the talkative type, and trying to use its... Alright, well, trying to use the web gets you instantly killed. You don't even get a verb menu. You'll notice that we have unique death music here. Anyway, well, let's try violence again. Well, that didn't work. Not surprised. Anyway, the death message says the fangs of death are fearless. That's probably some kind of hint. But for now, it looks like we've explored a whole... Sorry, still facing west there. Gotta turn around. Anyway, it looks like we've explored most of the woods here, so we should be getting out of here about now. It's a good thing we made a map of this as we were going, or it'd be really annoying to get out of here. Oh, whoops. Yeah, making a map doesn't really help you if you don't read it. Wrong way. There we go. Alright, well, we're out of the maze. But what do we do now? Well, I've been putting it off, but I don't think I can put it off any longer.